everybody? So we're back talking some more of The Mandalorian Season 3 on the channel with Episode 6. While I have mostly been enjoying this season thus far, on the whole, I would say last week's episode was my favorite of the season. Not just due to the top-tier Mandalorian action, but the way that we're finally piecing together all the different storylines while hinting at the future with Din, Bo-Katan, the retaking of Mandalore, and the potential return of Moff Gideon now that he's escaped. So if any episode I think could top last week's, I figured it was going to be this one due to the fact that Bryce Dallas Howard is directing this week's episode, and we've seen before with her episodes of The Mandalorian in the past she's directed, and the Book of Boba Fett, she directs some fantastic episodes. Unsurprisingly, she did it again, another fantastic episode of Star Wars under her belt. This episode in particular, I love the overall vibes of it, this wild little sci-fi buddy cop style adventure featuring Din and Bo-Katan taking on these battle droids in this crazy new planet. Not only that, but there was a shocking amount of big cameos in this episode, multiple cameos in this that I was surprised by. Given the fact that Bo-Katan last week was tasked with tracking down more Mandalorians for the cause, it was no surprise that we got to see the Night Owls once again, Axe and Casca, which is great. We haven't seen them in a very long time. Axe now has been taking the lead in Bo-Katan's absence. As exciting as it was to see them, I wish that we got a little bit more screen time because they're only featured in the very beginning and the very end of the episode, and most of the lines of dialogue are from Axe. Sasha Banks only says one or two lines in the very beginning, which I'm hoping continues to grow because it seems like we're going to continue to see more of those Mandalorians in the future where we left things off with Bo-Katan. The episode I think excelled best at in general was the tone. It was a very fun tone, but I also love a good cop, bad cop demeanor, and I think that's what made me wish we got to see more of that in other episodes between Bo-Katan and Din, because it's such an interesting dynamic between the two of them because they both bring such different things to the table while they're searching through all these battle droids. Of course, the people of this planet will not let them speak to Casca Reeves and Axe about anything until they fulfill their little side mission, but I think the most shocking element about the people that give this side mission on this crazy looking planet is the fact that the people who lead the planet are Jack Black and Lizzo. Two people I never thought we'd ever see in Star Wars, but they were pretty great. They were definitely hamming it up on screen. Jack Black always hams it up though. Lizzo, Lizzo is not an actress by any means, but I think for this being like one of her early roles, I mean, it's okay. It's serviceable. She doesn't really ask to do a whole lot of flexing acting range-wise. If anything, I think her major highlights in this week's episode are with Grogu, because Grogu continues to be amazingly adorable even though he does not get a lot of screen time. He's doing front flips into Lizzo's lap. He's playing fun little games. I laughed so hard because Lizzo knights him at the end of the episode, so now he's royalty. When it comes to the big mission at hand with Bo-Katan and Din trying to figure out why these battle droids are malfunctioning, another celebrity cameo I was not expecting, most random celebrity cameo, was Christopher Lloyd. Given the fact that Christopher Lloyd is getting up there in age, it's always lovely just seeing him on screen, but the fact they gave him a pretty meaty role in this and the way that he hams it up, it was delightful. You gotta love and find it hilarious after all of these different adventures over the course of these seasons that Din still completely hates droids with a passion. He did not need to be convinced at all to kill these battle droids. He even was like, you had me at battle droids. Having no problem being the bad cop in every scenario trying to get answers about the droids, he's kicking the droids, leading to this elaborate, amazing chase sequence, which I loved. Even though it was pretty brief, just the visuals of the chase sequence alone was pretty thrilling in the fact that both of them were teaming up to take on this battle droid. And underneath the surface, I found it so fascinating getting to the bottom of the truth behind why these droids were malfunctioning. Turns out it was actually an entire elaborate plan from Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd is the one behind everything. He's the bad guy. For a moment there, while he was giving his evil monologue, I had to wonder, are we going to see Christopher Lloyd fight off Din Djarin and Bo-Katan? But let's be realistic here. Christopher Lloyd is 84 years old, so it wasn't too big of a shock here when Bo-Katan just shoots him down immediately. When we get to the reunion portion of the episode, you know things are going to be tense when Axe meets up with Bo-Katan once again, but I'm torn about some of the details of this. Sure, it was amazing seeing them face off against one another to decide who's going to lead the group once again, since Axe doesn't want to relinquish leadership. It was great seeing all the different Mandalorian gadgets. Of course, Bo-Katan's going to win the battle, but I was not a big fan of how they addressed the Darksaber because of the fact Axe does bring up the fact that you can only lead Mandalore if you are the one leading with the Darksaber, and you're not going to fight him for it, I guess, and Din comes up with this really weird semantics reason for why they don't need to fight to retain ownership of the Darksaber. So now Bo-Katan has the Darksaber now. I really was expecting some sort of conflict in the end where they were going to actually have a big final battle, if you will, but he found a way to just give it to her in a loophole kind of way. I wasn't a big fan of that, at least. Maybe down the road I'll kind of warm up to it, but it's cool, I guess, that Bo-Katan has the Darksaber again. It's been a long time since we have seen her with the Darksaber, but I am excited to see where we go with these next 2 episodes as we continue to build. We're going to build our forces with more Mandalorians. Still waiting to see where Moff Gideon's going to pop up next, because that is something I'm still intrigued by. Now you've heard my thoughts on the episode, make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of this week's episode of The Mandalorian Season 3? Did you like episode 6? Did you not like episode 6? If you have any theories where you think we're going to go after this week, we only got 2 episodes left of this season. Share those thoughts in the comment section down below as well, because part of the fun is just having the conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. Thank you guys, as always, check out the videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like on the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you're up to date with reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. The next time, I'll see you guys later.